Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation to be here to share my story. And the idea is that you really believe that if I did it, anybody can do it. I want to show you some tips. Mostly, the idea is that you will see that it's a doable path. So I'm a SAGES member for almost 10 years, so I follow SAGES recommendation. My disclosure is that I am the founder and CEO of Levita Magnetics. I'm totally biased for what I want to show you because I have been in this the last 10 years of my life. And I really believe that what SAGES is doing will have a huge impact because we need more healthcare providers. I mean, of course, surgeons, but this is open to any healthcare provider that has experience dealing with patients, involving innovations, because we need to develop the tools that we need for our work. So that's the key message to encourage people to get involved in innovation. That could be in the more extreme side, as I want to show you, as to be the CEO and really put your life behind this. Or it could be an advisor, be working with startup companies, be involved in the space. Well, the agenda of the talk, this is 3 topics. I want to talk about Mars, about what we are doing in order to give the context of where we are now, the journey, the transition from surgeon to CEO, and some final thoughts about entrepreneurship and innovation. This will be the 3 key takeaways that you will take from the talk. Entrepreneurship is hard and fun. I mean, that's the concept, and you have to take it as a learning journey. Every time that you keep moving forward in the process, you don't know what is coming. You usually don't have experience, so you have to take it with a very open and learning experience. Grit, teamwork, and you have to be extremely positive about what you're doing, the key ingredients in my opinion. And you have to be, and this is very important for us as surgeons, stay humble, open mind, and also you have to dream big. So what are we doing? It's very different. We're very unique in our solution, and that's what's make it a revolutionary approach that we're doing into the surgical space. Everybody knows that surgery will be with robots, and we have developed a Mars that is our system, that is a unique platform with clear clinical benefits, and also that is FDA clear very, very recently. So how it works? What we do is we reduce the number of incisions. That's the clinical value that we bring to the table. And that's the number 1 focus that we started. It's a 2-arm robotic platform. One of the arms controls the laparoscope, and we keep the surgeon in the sterile field. So our robot is more like a robotic assistant. So the magnetic component, this is showing in liver retraction. You deploy an inner piece, and then with a powerful external magnet, you can magically create a retraction. So in that way, you give the capability of the surgeon to do the procedure with less incisions. The core of our technology is what we call the dynamic magnetic retraction, and that is it's the important feature of what we're doing, that we change of doing a hole in the abdominal wall to make the retraction with using magnets to give more freedom to the surgeon. So it's another way that the surgeon can interact with the patient. The advantage of what we're doing, you don't have a console, so the patient is next to the patient, you reduce the number of incisions, very easy to adopt, and also we leverage the instrument that they have in the OR. It's portable, very easy to set up, and it's also designed for ambulatory surgery. That is the big trend that is coming. We bring what we call the triple impact. We bring patient benefit in terms of less pain, faster recovery, less scars. For the surgeon also, you are more comfortable doing the procedures. It's very ergonomic. You control, you don't depend on the assistant. That all of us know that doing a surgery with a bad assistant is horrible. Here you are like, we have a good way of doing the procedure. You are very ergonomic, it's good. And for the hospitals, you reduce the use of labor. That actually CFOs love it because, I mean, there's a shortage of people in the US. But also you have a clear differentiation of your practice in terms of showing the patients how they can have a better experience. And also this is designed to fit in ambulatory surgical setting. And this is a short video.
As a minimally invasive surgeon as myself, I experienced firsthand the limitations of performing an optimal surgery. As I couldn't find the surgical platform of my dreams, I decided to gather a team and build. The result is the game changer Mars system. What we're showing here is another statement how Mars is an enabling platform in order to keep bringing value to surgeons, patients, and hospitals. What we're showing here is the incorporation of augmented reality technology to our Mars platform, thinking how the surgeon can provide a better surgery for the patients. This is the first time ever that has been used a headset AR system, combining it with our Mars platform, thinking how we can provide better visualization and a better control for the surgeons. This is a critical milestone and a big step in order for us to take this technology, keep enhancing it, and providing better tools for surgeons in a worldwide scale.
So, okay, well, this was just featured in Fox News just 1 week ago. So what I'm showing you is really things that are happening on real time. And we are very ambitious. We want to be the most impactful robotic company in the world. And we're very happy that we're seeing a lot of attention from patients, surgeons, and also from the providers. All right, so that's what we have done. Now I want to go more into the journey to how to develop this. And I'm thankful for all the previous speakers because make my presentation more easy to understand, because I want to touch a lot of the concept that they provide in my presentation. Just also to give an explanation how we reached this, we started first with a manual laparoscopic system that was what we call the first generation, that we demonstrate that you can use magnets on the surgical practice. Then we iterate and we get more sophisticated and we incorporate robotics. I want to show you how was that transition. And we are going to the third step that we're thinking about what's going forward, that we want to connect the robots and use it as a data gathering, as I want to show you. Well, I'm coming from Chile. My dad is from Spain. My mom is from Chile. I was born in Santiago. I don't know if you have been there. I invite you to go. We have very good wines. It's very good for traveling. And also we develop medical technology, so it's a good destination. My family is mostly engineers, but my brother is an artist. I always want to be a surgeon. I don't know really why, but when I was a kid, I really enjoy. And I have the luck of my dad is engineer, my cousins are engineers. So every time I interact with engineers, and you really need to understand how engineers think and talk, because that's something that we need to learn as clinicians, how to communicate in a good way with engineers. The other thing that in my family, we were always improving. I mean, we have the concept that wherever you are, you have to leave the place better that you receive it. So always trying to do the things in a better way. So I was trained as a surgeon in Chile. And after my training, I went to work in one of the busiest hospitals in Santiago. That is a public hospital. And one of the biggest problems that we have was the waiting list, that we were like few surgeons, we have too many patients, so we couldn't do more with the resources that we had. So we start thinking, okay, how we can do this better, how we can improve, how we can be more efficient. And it's a very simple concept that one incision is better than two, better than three, and better than 4. So how we can reduce the damage in the patient in order for make the process of the patient and recovery faster. In that way, you can do more surgeries per day. So this is my dad. He's a mechanical engineer. I'm showing some pictures here for the first time. So this is, you have to be kind of like aware that some were not super pretty, but Dan asked me about like more personal things. He's a mechanical engineer, and here we're using a pisco sour that I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's a drink from Chile and Peru that when you drink it, your ideas start kind of like coming and flourishing. I recommend that you have some pad that you take note about what you think, because sometimes you don't remember what you were talking, but it's a very good trick. So with that process, we remember that we have these sea turtles when we're kids, and we have these magnets that, in order for not to change the water of the aquarium, you use these magnets to clean the algae that grow inside. But the concept is that you do something inside of the cavity without damaging the wall. So that was the same concept that we're using magnets. And this is also some real pictures. This was in 2004, just 20 years ago, that I applied to my university for a small grant. It was like $1,000 to do a test to use magnets on develop this concept. Of course, if you can see, sales was not selected because they didn't give me the money because they thought that was a stupid idea, and they told me very very nicely that it was a silly thing to do. So with my dad, we developed a first prototype in the garage of the house. As you can see, this is a that time COVIDian grasper that was broken. And we did this like super ugly prototype, but this is the first one that we use in order to prove the concept. We did some testing with chicken thighs, like very simple things on the garage, and we realized that was something useful. And this was the first patent that we have, that actually is my dad and myself, that we put on paper the concept, and we did it just for the fun, kind of like just a father and son project, just to do something interesting. It was not like thinking about starting a company. But that was also happened that I'm very lucky that the Chilean government put a program with SRI International, that they select some projects from Chile and they brought it to Silicon Valley, and they did a training on innovation and how to develop new things, something very similar to the biodesign program, but not just for healthcare, for everything. And then the feedback, because the goal of that program is that they saw you, that you tell what you have, and they provide feedback. And the feedback was that in Latin America, there was no experience in order to develop medical technologies, that the only way that was moving to the US in order to gather a team and develop the technology. So I stopped my clinical practice 10 years ago. I sold my car, sold my apartment, and moved to the Bay Area without knowing anybody. And we started a company in the US 11 years ago. And why Silicon Valley? Because everybody think big, it's networking. I mean, through that networking is that I met Dan a couple of years ago. And also there's this concept of meritocracy. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're coming from, it's what you bring to the table, and also teamwork. And this is also the first designs that we did of the grasper. Then we started to get more sophisticated, and there's like some renders. I mean, you can see that slowly is getting a prettier than before. And that was the first clinical product. And then we have our first big hurdle that you mentioned, the no. I mean, we thought that was a 510K, should be like a straight process, very easy. And we submit to the FDA, say, no, this is a new technology, we don't accept the split predicates, and blah, blah, blah. They know. And then we say, oh my God, we're dead. I mean, many people told me, oh, de novo is horrible. You are a first-time CEO, surgeon, coming from Latin America. I said, no way, go back. I mean, impossible. So it was a really hard process for us because we were a small company with less resources. This was kind of a David and Goliath. Everybody says, like, no, impossible. I was like, okay, whatever. We will do our best. And we figured it out to do the clinical trials because FDA required clinical trials. So luckily, I have done clinical trials before in my life, and also we have an amazing team of surgeons that are here with me, and we conducted a clinical trial in Chile. Of course, people told me the FDA will not accept the data. What are you thinking? You don't have data from the US. You are crazy. Well, the thing is, well, besides that we collect this data for the FDA, we also publish it in Annals of Surgery. That, of course, people told me, Annals of Surgery that those publish can randomize clinical trials. What are you talking about? Well, we proved that some impossible things are possible to do. And we clear the device. Actually, we create a new category in the FDA that is magnetic surgical instruments. That was for our application, and that was a big win. We did the first cases here with Cleveland Clinic. Dr. Matt Crow has been an outstanding supporter of our technology. We were selected as Innovation of the Year. Ben Gadget talk about us. Fast Company selected as one of the most innovative companies in health. So say, okay, we're done, perfect, we won. We submit Goliath. I mean, we're perfect. And then you fall again to reality. That we say, okay, someone will buy our technology and we'll do it like a spread on the world, and then I'm not convinced. Show me the money. Because we start talking with the big companies and it's like, okay, but what is your price point? What is the acquisition time? How many you can do? What is your whatever you say, like, okay, your pricing, who's paid? And we have nothing. So second punch and almost kill us because we were not prepared for this because we organized the company first as just to be a product company that it will be acquired by someone. So we start demonstrating that this has a real clinical impact, that people can use it in an every day. And we're also very fortunate that Duke was our first adopters. You can see Dr. Pornier there. And they started using it. And actually, I moved from San Francisco to North Carolina to do them because I was the only rep of the company. So also I was selling the first product. And then with them, we found the beachhead. That is a concept that you have to really have a customer definition. We figured out that obesity was our path because, I mean, we reduce the number of incisions, we reduce pain. So obesity is they're high-risk patients. So it was a very good entry point because we bring a lot of clinical value. So we start doing more cases. Duke start publishing about the feasibility of using this. Also, we did a survey on patients. Patients love the concept about having less scars, especially in the obesity side. That is a little bit, what do you say, counterintuitive because people say, wow, they're very fat. What do they care about the incisions? But actually, if you ask them, they really care because patients take the bariatric surgery in order to change their lives. They see themselves like running on the beach. So having less scars is really valuable. So, and we just learned that asking the patients. And then this was a very nice study performed by Duke that they demonstrate that using our technology and reducing the number of incisions that we have the hypothesis, we have data that shows that you reduce pain and that's bring to reduction in length of stay and you bring some value that you can put into dollars because at the end you have to do that conversions and convince people also from the economical value. And then, as you can see, there is Dr. Pornier. We start using our system next to the Da Vinci. And this was published also by the guys from Duke. And then we start figuring out that magnetics has more potential, that the combination with robotics could be very, very, very efficient. We did some cases using the single port. This is a work from Mayo and the UT Southwestern that we use our system with the single port from Intuitive. So then we start figuring out that the combination of magnets and robotics could be something interesting. As you can see, this is another super ugly first prototype, but we start proving the concept. Then we move to the next stage, and we have like a better, more refined prototype. And also, we figured out that this catches the attention of people. This was a note that CNBC did about us. And this was the first time that we combine a machine, a robot, with the magnet and start showing the potential of doing that a combination. It gives you control to the surgeon, freedom. So it was a better way of doing it. We did a clinical trial. As I mentioned, I'm very lucky to come in from Chile, so we conduct all our clinical trials in Chile, and the FDA actually accept the data. And we did the first case with just one arm, and we figured it out that then the assistant was just holding the camera. I don't know if you saw that assistant look to the other side, because being an assistant is very hard. I mean, be concentrated and be still with a camera is really difficult for all the procedure. So that's when we decided to, okay, we have one arm, okay, let's add another arm, and let's connect the camera. So this is the current Mars system that we have the magnet, and we just connect a laparoscopic camera to a robotic arm that give stability, give control, so it's a better solution. Right now we're using foot controller to control it. It's super simple, but that's how was the process. What we started with a simple product up to where we are now. Of course, we published the first cases in Annals of Surgery too. Also, we have data that demonstrate that the robot also brings the benefit of magnets, that you reduce pain, that it is better for the patient in terms of use of opioids. And we just get the clearance in August last year. Also, that something told me it's very difficult, it's impossible to get a robot. I mean, all that kind of things. When people tell me that, I know that I'm in the right path. And also it's under our own device category, so we have 4 indications to start, so we have a very good start. This is a picture of our current team because I realized that you have to have more people around you if you want to do something better. And this is our team in Mountain View because we have an office, our main office is in Mountain View in Silicon Valley, and we have an office in Chile. And this was the achievement of the first Mars. We did the first cases here in Cleveland at the Cleveland Clinic with Dr. Matt Crow and Andrew Strong. You can see they're very happy, and you see the surgeon doing the procedure.
Here at 5
This get a
tonight,
lot of attention.
new surgical
This was
tool
in
makes its worldwide debut right here in
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
It's supposed to reduce both operating room staff and patient recovery time by making minimally invasive surgeries even more minimally invasive. And this morning, I spoke with one of the first patients to have her surgery done using magnets.
It had never happened before until it happened here in Cleveland.
So, Julia, first, how are you feeling?
Good, really good.
I spoke
And that's the thing, that patients see the value, they're happy, and that will be our goal. And then we installed the second one in Chile, where we have a lot of support from the government. We got a lot of grants in the beginning, so they're very supportive of what we're doing. And this was in December in Chile. We have the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Science, because we are the first company who has been born in Latin America who has developed a new product for the FDA. So we're really providing the belief that even you're coming from another country, that you can bring innovation and develop. Also, we have the lack of having Dr. Strong over there, and also Dr. Antonio Lassi, very recognized surgeons, went to Chile to see it. So we are really doing an international collaboration. And this is also very recently, this was in Dallas. This is our first private network that adopt our technology. As you can see, that was just last month. You can see the boots from Dallas, from Dr. Carlton. This is real pictures. And he performed the first cases just a couple of weeks. He's really happy with that. You can see there's a Da Vinci in the back because we complement the Da Vinci. We don't compete with them. And this was just 2 days ago that they're very happy that they have the Mars system with their network, and that makes us really, really proud and happy. So where we have a big portfolio patents because we have our lawyer friends who help us to protect what we're doing. We have done more than 200 surgeries with the robot. We work very closely with academic institutions because we like to publish, and we are very optimistic about our future. That I just want to show you a slide because we see that magnets can bring more to the table. So we're developing our own camera. We see that we want to have multiple magnets in the field because, as I mentioned, the core technology helps you to interact in a less invasive way with the patient. We're developing endorobots, kind of figured out how you can do more with robotics. And also we're exploring different interfaces, always thinking how we can develop technology for surgeons to make it better, to have better outcomes, to be faster, to do more. This is look like a very sci-fi. Trust me, that is doable, and we are doing it. And of course, we're entering to AI. AI will be also transformational for surgery. We see that we can use our system as a data generator, and we are developing tools that using that data to bring to the surgeon capabilities of doing more. All right, and the final thoughts on the key ways. You have to be a little bit crazy and believe in this, not too much, but you have to be a little bit crazy and hear what other people say, but take it with the calm that need. You have to keep your inner child, see the world with the eyes of a kid, be impressed, be really looking opportunities for new stuff, connecting concepts. I really like this picture of Dr. Antonio De Lassi. I mean, he's the one who developed the colorectal laparoscopic procedures. He's an innovator. He went to Chile. He took a plane to go to Chile because he wanted to see our system. And look at his face. He was really, really impressed. So that's, and you can see that he's not young. He's not old, but he's not young. So you can see that he keeps the child inside. This is the hardest for us as surgeons, and I know that is tough. That's why I put that the entrepreneurship is hard. You have to control your ego. You have to be really open to gather a team and be and be open that other people know more than you in other aspects, and be really humble to have a feedback. You also need to be comfortable with uncertainty because you have a lot of moments that you don't know what is going on. So you have to be calm and just breathe in and just keep moving forward. Because entrepreneurship is a journey. It's a very difficult one. That actually the thing that you have to keep always is grit. This was an old movie of the 80s. I mean, the Spanish name is better than the real name. That is, don't go back. You never give up. And that's, I would say, that is the key thing. You have to keep pushing, even it's hard. If you believe in what you're doing, keep moving forward because sometimes it's hard. You have to be multitask and really figure it out where you put your energy because startups are small structures that you are usually facing very sophisticated problems and the issues that you don't have all the resources. So you have to be very creative in order how to move forward. And be always positive. I mean, this is it's a human saying, kind of like jodido pero contento, screw up. But really, you always have to keep pushing because also you have a team of people who depend on you. If you are not positive about it, everybody will follow. So you have to be really kind of like totally, unusually optimistic. This is just to enforce. You have to be really optimistic because, I mean, you face a lot of difficult things, and you always have to have a happy face in order to keep pushing the team. And as you also mentioned, mistakes are part of the process, especially when you're doing something new. It's impossible that you will not make any mistakes. We as surgeons are trained not to do mistakes because you can damage someone. But in this process, you will do mistakes. You have to take it with happiness. Of course, the mistake has not to kill the company, but be humble in order to accept it. Because in some moments you think that you are the king of the world. In other moments you are a screw. I mean, it's a very emotionally kind of intense moment. And also the other advice is you want to enter to this, talk with your partner because this is a family process. I mean, you really drag your family in this, so everybody has to be clear that it is. And teamwork is the key. You cannot do this thing alone. Surround yourself with good people, with people who share your values, that are better for you in other aspects, because otherwise you will not be able to do it. So the key 3 takeaways, that is hard and fun. You have times for both, but what make it challenging and rewarding, and it's a learning journey. You are always learning new things. Grit, teamwork, and positivism are the key in order for developing this kind of projects, companies. And you have to stay humble, open mind, and dream big, because you can really change the world if you really put the energy. And I want to just finish this with he's an Argentinian artist that passed away, and that's the kind of thing. You deserve what you dream big, and let's do the work a better place. So thank you very much for your attention. That's my email. If anybody want to contact me, happy to talk. Thank you.